recap for what's going on for this week. I was supposed to start doing some more tune stuff for the GTO, but we're supposed to get like 12 to 18 inches of snow tonight, so nothing is happening. We are stuck in the house. First things first is I did fix the BMW. Once again, the clutch master cylinder is going out, so I don't know what to do with that damn car anymore. So we're gonna
He's lying!
How am I lying?
You just told me you was gonna keep the car. Now you don't know what you're gonna do with the car?
Well, I just keep fixing it, so.
Oh my, okay you guys, seriously, every time we make a video, this is just...
this is the issue. The issue is...
I cannot with him.
I keep modifying it and modifying it just to get it to drive normal, like a normal car. And, yeah, so I made a whole clutch pedal out of metal. It works. But what happened is, as soon as I made the clutch pedal and it started working real good, the next day, which was yesterday, actually today, yeah, I got a bunch of clutch fluid all over my shoes, and I wasn't happy about that.
You did? Which ones?
My rose gold ones.
Stop.
I cleaned them, but yeah. See, she's mad. She bought those for me, so.
I did.
So that's why she's mad. So yeah, I don't know what to do now. Yeah, I don't know what to do. So you guys can tell me what I should do. A really good option is to tear it apart, keep the engine, wiring harness and stuff like that, and sell off the rest, and then build like a forge motor or something. Have that to use in the GTO, or I don't know. I'm not really sure. Not really 100% on what I want to do right now. She says fix it and stop complaining, but I fixed it and I was all happy about fixing it, and then it breaks again within one day. So
if you guys recall the last video, I said if you complain one more time, you're gonna break this thing, you're gonna take this thing apart, you're gonna sell it, and you're gonna start all over. And what just happened yesterday?
you broke it.
And then you're gonna take it apart, and then you're gonna start all over with another car.
Okay, so that's that. Now, really, what I was planning on doing is, I get a lot of requests on how much I spent to build this turbo. Alright, so we're just going to tell you straight up. I only spent $2,600 to get the GTO turboed. Pretty much, it's kind of a loaded question when you ask, how much did you spend on this? Because depending on the person and what your overall goals are, the overall build can be, you know, much higher in cost or much lower in cost. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of what I used and the prices. So, alright, so this is the turbo I went with, and my wife will tell you.
Alright, so S475, $700.
$700. It's just an off-the-shelf S475. It's on a T6 flange, and this is just a standard turbo that a lot of people use that have really good success with, especially on a 6.0 LS motor. So S475, a lot of people make a lot of power. They're good to 1100 horsepower, and good all-around turbo. It's just all off the shelf. You could obviously go eBay turbo as well. There's a lot of people who make crazy power on the GT45s or the twin GT35s, or you could go a much more expensive turbo. It's all in what you want to do. So turbo, I went one right dead in the middle. $700 is not cheap, but it is a quality unit. Okay, next on the list is injectors. I went with FIC 100-pound injectors. They're 1,000 cc's. And how much did those cost?
$500.
I got those online, and just so you guys know, we're gonna put everything I can in the description of this video, so you guys could go check out whatever you like to, and kind of get your own price point for maybe your own turbo kit. Okay, next on the list is
Walbro 450. 450.
And how much were those?
And those were 120 for two.
For two times two.
So 240?
Yes. And so twin in-tank wall barrel 450s, and yeah, just as she said, a bill 20 each. Next up is
a wastegate for $350.
Yep. Went with the tile 44mm wastegate, and yeah, she's a wrap. And then
the fuel line for $100.
Fuel line for $100. This is also with my AN fittings, so they're a -8 feed fuel line, and this runs all the way up with all the fuel lines I got. I just got a generic kit off eBay, and you know, these are non-PTFE lines. I was planning on going E85 in the springtime, so I pretty much just got the cheaper setup for now, and then come springtime I will be getting a E85 tune and everything set up for E85 come spring. So as of right now, I just wanted to get it going. I didn't want to spend the extra money on the PTFE lines, and yeah, so I'll run new lines come springtime. So you guys will probably see a video on that.
Next there's the fuel filter for $50.
Yeah, so I went with a very high grade fuel filter. Like I said in previous videos, it's a 100 micron fuel filter. It goes right after the pumps. So as soon as the fuel feed line leaves the tank, it goes right into the fuel filter, and then the rest of the lines go up front to the fuel rails. Now up next is some of the stuff that you could go cheaper on and you could still have a quality piece, and that would be
the intercooler piping for $80.
Yep, so this was just a standard eBay kit, and it was a 3-inch kit, and it gives you pretty much every piece, coupler, T-bolt clamps, bend, whatever you need in the kit for $80, which was, I find that to be a really good deal. And then from talking to a few friends who weld aluminum, they weld pretty well from my understanding. So as soon as we get all this tune situated, I'm gonna figure out how to get all of my charge pipe welded, and that maybe I'll add that into the cost later on. Next up is
the intercooler for $125.
Yeah, I actually found a steal of a deal. Found it was a 4-inch core. I don't remember the exact dimensions. I'll put it in the link because I don't remember the exact dimensions. But 4-inch core, and it's a 3-inch intercooler. And yeah, so that was, I actually found that at a deal for $125, and you can't go wrong with that. And this is an air-to-air intercooler, so you guys know.
We have the blow-off valve for $100.
Yeah, so from my understanding, the blow-off valve is just a standard blow-off valve. In all honesty, it's just $100. It's a knockoff tile, and I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on something that just releases air. So the parts that I did buy that are very quality were, you know, your main parts, your fuel stuff, your turbo, wastegate, that kind of thing. So some of these stuff you could go a whole lot cheaper, and it worked really well for you.
Then is the downpipe for $40.
Yep, so I got pieces from Jags to pretty much make my downpipe. So this was kind of just random pieces. It was the J pipe and that long extension that you guys seen in previous videos, and I made my whole downpipe that way. And then I got a bunch of cheap V-bands, which I think I have in here. So yeah, I have V-bands at $12.99 for 2.
So we have the downpipe for $40. The O2, what?
O2 bungs?
Bungs for $20. What's a bung?
So O2 bungs, they're what you put your O2s into, and then I have to weld them in, like the O2 sensor, the oxygen sensor. So you have to...
That's a funny word.
Bung?
Bung.
Cowabunga.
The fuel pressure regulator for $200.
Yep. So that is another piece that you don't really want to skimp on. You can go cheap. I have seen a lot of people get away with really, really cheap stuff. But, you know, I didn't skimp on that. It controls your fuel, so if you lose fuel pressure, you're losing a motor, and you don't want that. So
the oil feed drain for $30.
Yeah, so the oil feed / drain for your turbo, you don't necessarily have to spend top dollar on, because a lot of the fittings are pretty good. So those are, let's see, I did a -4 feed and then a -10, sorry, -4 feed and then a -10.
And then my favorite, the turbo blanket for $23.
Once again, this is just a generic eBay piece. So as you guys know, I pretty much sold the supercharger to fund the turbo build. And a lot of it is just based on how much energy and effort you want to put into it. Grand total is what was it, $2,600, and I think I'm off maybe $50 to $100 right now. So $2,600 is the general total right now. And oh yeah, I forgot to add in, I paid for the HP tuner credits, which was $50 each. You need 2 credits to tune a car. So I added 2 credits for the GTO, which was $100. So yes, this is the grand total of everything that I spent for the GTO and to get it to where it's at. And then obviously my own labor and ingenuity to figure out stuff. And obviously if you guys want to do this and you're not scared to cut into some stuff, go for it, send it.
Or weld some stuff.
Yeah, learn how to weld. Like, it's a pretty cool learning process. It's my first turbo build. You know what I forgot to add is my flex pipes.
Oh yeah.
My flex pipes and my piping. So my exhaust piping for the hot side of the turbo. Let's see. So I got free truck manifolds, and even if you were to buy these and then you weld on them, they're $15. I see them all the time. $15, or you could go to the junkyard, get some. And then I use mild steel at 2.5 for my hot side, and those were $15 each. It's really not that expensive to build a turbo kit. It's just time consuming, and whether you're willing to do the work or not. Also whether you're willing to make some changes to the car, because it will no longer be factory whatsoever once you turbo the car. It's unlike a supercharger you bolt it on, you could take that thing back off, put the intake, and it looks stock again. Turbo definitely is not that. So to keep it factory would be a whole different thing. With that being said, I can't wait to make turbo noises once the snow goes away. We got a tune coming. We might be doing something for this one soon.
What? Oh, a go-kart. It's like, no. Oh yeah, getting a new car soon. And
my life is.
But it's not gonna be like anything.
No, unfortunately. So we gotta ease her in. So anyway, with all of that being said, you guys let me know what I should do with the GMW. I'm definitely at a crossroads right now. It is broken several times, and it's all old BMW parts. And yeah, so that slave, the clutch master, is leaking now, so I got to get another one. Which it's not very expensive, it's just a lot of labor, and I don't know how long it's going to last if I keep doing factory ones. Anyway guys, we'll see you guys later. Peace. It's the time for games and it's the time to kill. Make up your mind.